have to eyeball this and hope for the best. So what of that? Oh, let's drive forward. And no, dude, what'd you flip that for? Good grief. What? There we go. That was strange. Okay, gonna need to bring the class over, not the class, the case over. Tidy that bit up a bit. Actually, tidy most of this row up a bit. Obviously, part of the problem here is I'm actually ploughing this slightly off the texture angle that it prefers. I seriously missed where it all went bad. Oh, like right here. I don't know. There we go. Right about here. But yeah, the texture angle on ploughing doesn't precisely follow the plough, unfortunately. So you see, yeah, a lot of chevrons on the field here where I didn't pick an ideal angle, so it jumps between the two closest to the direction it's driving. Anyway, let's go find our mowers. Honestly, can't remember if they're in the bottom field or the top field. But this will be the final cut for the fields up behind the cowshed, and because of that, I think we can plough up the fields that needs to be ploughed, and then replant it with clover. And we should be back in a late spring, late summer, late fall cut cycle on those fields. This year we're not, because we planted clover in those fields very early on. Yeah, those are over here. So what I'm going to do is drop off the weight. I need to remember to pick that up when we're done with the mowing. Of course, I can't see the mower. So the camera switching here, I believe, is to do with the vehicle control add-on, which is available in FarmSim 22, although kind of less likely to use it, because in 19 it does enable the whole drive reverse gear shift thing, which is now native in 22, so not as needed. Plus we also have the quick look camera, or whatever it's called, which does do that. I think the vehicle control add-on does have a help screen, although I haven't really found it in FS19, which does allow you to select the forward reverse tab as a default thing from outside. It defaults on for inside the cab, off for outside the cab. Okay, I need to unfold that, lower that. While that's doing its thing, we can unfold that, lower that, turn that on. Oops, and actually, is it 15? Yeah, 15. Let's put the windrower on because we are planning to turn all of this into silage. So I don't need it spread out. Even with almost 400 horsepower. We are definitely having a lot of heavy work coming out of this thing. But this shouldn't take us too long. We've got the class running. Okay, that's the only helper we've got running at the moment, so that's good. I'm going to hit the gate. I'm not going to hit the gate. Okay. So yeah, I can just run around here. We then run out with the square baler. So again, I'll probably run that with this tractor. Since I do recall, we had a lot of problems with the case running our baler. Since I'm not running a follow me train today, this probably shouldn't take us too long. As I can run it at equipment speed rather than trying to let the baler keep up, or the wrapper keep up normally. Run very quietly on the down. Also might need to spray these fields as well when we're done here. Okay, that's now getting into the, oh, it's too tight to be able to turn left in one pass. So looking at this, kind of could do with 3 headlands, I think. So we'll try and make that happen. And that'll give me enough room to run around, to turn around. Of course, the competing issues, big tractor doesn't turn as well as a small tractor. Small tractors can't run the big equipment. This should put me off in the corner. Helper H has finished. Okay. Well, let's go and deal with that first. Helper H has not finished, but very close to the edge. Run this bit with the big plough. I'm going to have to fill in the gaps with the case, but we'll do that between mowing and baling or something. I'll set this guy loose at the other corner of this field. And Super D Gaming. I'm not sure. Possibly soon. I kind of want the Precision Farming released for Farm Sim 22, which I believe is probably closer to spring. So maybe March, April time. But I can't say for definite at this point. I'm also waiting for a map that inspires me, which may or may not be Calmsden. It really, yeah. Calmsden does look like a nice map, but that's not the be-all and end-all for my decision on moving to a map. So we'll see what I may do a public tour on Calmsden. I may do a little drive around for myself and decide whether I like the map or not. I do know, let's see, Oxygen David did say he's doing Court Farm is next, and that is gonna be a British map with small to medium fields. Put that back on a worker. Oops, wrong way. Still not enough. So where this map has, big fields like 17, 40's kind of big, 30's kind of big, 36 is huge. You're probably looking at fields like maybe 41, 42 being your biggest field on Court Farm. It's turned back on again. That was spooled up. Okay. So I might look at something like Court Farm. The fields are going to be small. They're going to be a little bit cheaper. And the equipment's not going to be like this, which is a shame. I kind of like this sort of equipment, and this tractor has become available in Farm Sim 22. So, yay, I do like this tractor by the same modder. So, well, Helper D has finished their task. I think the class is having issues with the rest of that field. Not surprised. Yeah, I never played Farm Sim 15. I entered it on Farm Sim 17 was the first farming simulator game I played. I had been aware of Farming Simulator prior to 17 coming out, and it was a bit like Train Simulator. It's sort of, how exciting can that be? I mean, with the Flight Simulator, you've got the entire world to explore. Or if you're learning how to fly an aeroplane, you can actually, flight sim over an area where you're actually learning to fly and do some sort of virtual practice, if you like. But train sim, it's sort of, I'm driving trains. I have no leeway in anything else I'm doing. I did give Euro Truck Sim, the original, a look-see when they had it on sort of a weekend free-to-play thing, and I was not particularly impressed with that version, let's say. But later on, American Truck Sim and Euro Truck Sim 2 came out, much better games. And again, you've got the freedom to do anything, go anywhere. But I really didn't think, how exciting could Farming Simulator be? But actually, it was one of the guys who was a World of Warships contributor at the time. He sort of did hey, I just bought this game and it looks quite interesting. So I watched his video and thought, well, it does kind of look quite interesting. So that's when I got into Farming Simulator. And it was right at the beginning of, first month of release of Farm Sim 17. And I've pretty much been playing it ever since. And it's probably now my most played game. But you kind of get used to, especially with quality of life mods, you kind of get used to playing it in a certain way. So there are some mods I want available before I jump ship and move to the new version. It does look like a recent... I need to turn that off and lift that up. And I need to fold the one at the back so we can get through the gate. I was having some issues with Farming Sim 22 when it first came out, and I don't know if it's my PC or whether it's something else, but what I ended up doing there, for example, if I exited the game, it would just crash to desktop. It would not exit gracefully to the menu. So kind of at that point I thought, I'm going to wait until it's a little bit more stable. That appears to have fixed itself this week. I need to drive through this hedge, so close your eyes and pretend I'm not. But I did a let's have a look, see what mods are available. Downloaded some mods, and it did not exit when I exited. So it's sort of okay. That might have been fixed, because there was a very, very tiny patch on Steam yesterday, like almost unnoticeable. Back this up. What angle am I driving here? About 180, so that's actually a good heading. We should get most of this field done, and I think what I'm going to do, whoops, jump back to the case. That's the other advantage with the smaller plough, is it tends to cope with these oblique edges much better than a big plough. why I bought it. Anyway, we'll set that down and set him off. Looks like I've picked way off angle here. That's probably what I did wrong there. And DLT Promessa Agri. Welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. So yes, I should have been heading that sort of direction and I'm heading that way. That's why, one of the reasons why the class finished too quickly. Anyway, need to turn the engine back on, drive through the gate. Huh? Sure, yeah. Not a problem. What am I doing here? I'm trying to lower that and turn it on, yes. And drive there. Select the rear, unfold it, lower it. Wait. Turn it all on. Okay, and quick race around this field now. We should, I'm figuring we should be able to finish this field off without interruptions from the ploughing crew. This being possibly my smallest field at the moment, and completely useless for much of anything but grass product. So this map is the Farming Agency Edition version, and so we're playing with all of the Maize Plus stuff, and consequently our sheep food choice of source of choice is clover, since it covers pretty much everything that the sheep need except fresh grass, and for some reason clover doesn't work on the feed trough. Huh? Yeah. So we typically run the clover fields for hay during the summer. At least one. We've got one big field and these 4 smaller fields. So one set we'll either do during the summer as hay, and then every other cut is silage. If we don't need to save the silage for the sheep, then we'll sell it at the BGA for digestate, since apart from the sheep, our main source of income is arable crops. And actually, that wasn't a bad turn, which we then went and screwed up. So, we'll do that. Anyway, sorry. So that field up to the right, which used to be an arable field, we had 2 clover fields, but one of the clover fields was way over the other side of the map, and it's just inconvenient bringing all of the bales back to the main farm. Oh, we had a U failure. Engine on. There you go. Just need to get him out the mud, and he's doing fine. Meanwhile, oh, you're not doing fine either. because you turned the wrong way. Well, thank you for that. Let's swing you about, and if I line up again round about 180. Is that about 180? That's actually about 0.5. Okay. That's probably close enough. You can do your thing too. Okay, engine back on. Mower back on. Other mower back on. So the class doesn't run the front mower at all. This tractor does actually have a slight problem with it, in that sometimes it sort of... I've suggested it digs in and doesn't want to go anywhere. Truth be told, the tractor drive just disengages, and when the mower is on and lowered, the tractor will just refuse to go. So what I tried to do there was just lift the mower up, but it still wouldn't go. So I actually had to turn the front mower off, rock the tractor forward very slightly, and then turn it all back on and lower it. And hey presto, it works. So, little bit of an issue. Helper J has completed their task. Well, whoop-de-doo. That's probably the case again, because I didn't get that cut or plough angle as straight as I should have done, and now trying to recover that is probably not going to be easy. So we're cutting the bunch of grass along the edge there, and then dumping it all, yeah. Not quite sure what the deal with that is, but it does happen quite frequently. So again, I think I'll get this field cut before we go and worry about the plough crew. Yield looks to be pretty much what it's expected to be, so not too